Okay, welcome back everyone to whatever the fuck we're still doing. We're still figuring out names. We haven't exactly agreed on one thing yet. That we're like, oh yes, that's the one right there. I'm Ace, and I'm with my boy DeAndre. Say what's up to the people, DeAndre.
The Mean Lean Dean Machine is here.
As you can see, today, what is it? It's Sunday, right? Right? Yeah, it's Sunday.
It
Sunday. It's a fine Sunday today. It is about almost 2:00, and we got some.
Almost 2:00 with 3 hours to go. The countdown to WWE Fastlane is on. Ace, today is March 11th, 2018. Tonight we have a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view going on in WWE today called WWE Fastlane. Tonight I am so not excited for this pay-per-view. It's WrestleMania, the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania. This is usually where No Way Out would go, but No Way Out is a thing of the past, doesn't exist anymore. It is kaput and done. Tonight we have Fastlane coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No one cares. The card we have 6 matches on the card tonight. Starting off tonight will be Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Next up, we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev with Aiden English. By the way, happy Rusev Day to everybody out there. We have Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The Usos versus The New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We have Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton for the United States Championship, and in the main event of the evening, AJ Styles versus John Cena versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, and a 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. That is your main event for the evening, rounding off Fastlane, the final pay-per-view, as I said before, going into WrestleMania, which is actually is less than a month away now. I'm hyped for WrestleMania, like always. Not excited for this pay-per-view. Just thought I'd give you guys a heads up because tonight should be a very interesting night when all is said and done, or it could just be another stinker like we've had before in the past. Anyway, back on track. That tangent is over. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
You're doing
Ace.
What?
Ace, what we got?
Okay. Before we dive into everything, you did a really good job of plugging a pay-per-view and hyping it up, even though you yourself are not excited for it.
I'm not excited for it
at all. Like,
I watch this stuff because I feel obligated to.
Like you make me want to watch it, but also not want to watch it.
Thank you. I that was what I was going for.
Okay, so
anyway,
let's dive into it.
There was no Dragon Ball Super, so we can't talk about Super. Freaking Japanese people playing too much, man. We just want to see the end of Super already. God damn, there's only 2 episodes left, and they holding out on us.
Yeah, Toei, they need to hurry up and get with it and just like drop the episodes, unless.
But
they just refuse to.
More, I know they playing too much. But in other Dragon Ball related news, I don't know about you, but I heard this juicy rumor today when I woke up this morning that all the characters for season 2 have potentially been leaked by a former Bandai Namco employee. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to any of what I'm about to say, but apparently season 1 should be finished by July, supposedly, and all the characters coming in season 1, supposedly, well, we already know confirmed are Broly and Bardock. Those are already confirmed, we already know. But apparently coming in season 1 are normal Goku, normal Vegeta, Vegito Blue, which would be awesome, Merged Zamasu, 17 as a standalone character, and Cooler.
Interesting. Well, I knew season 1 thing. Actually, I knew that season 2 was like, a leak or a thing, and I saw like what the some of the characters were, and frankly, I just want to say like if they don't get like like the most like requested characters onto either season 1 or season 2, then like the fans are gonna be really, really upset, even though this turned out to be a good game.
Well, they've already given us so far Broly and Bardock, which are pretty much at this point staples in the Dragon Ball Z games. Especially Broly, I don't know. I mean, of course, you gotta save some of your characters for later, but Broly and Bardock are pretty much staples at this point. And so is Cooler. Cooler's such a fan favorite from the movies that he's pretty much made it into I wouldn't say just about every DBZ game, but at this point, he's pretty much one of those staple characters that you kind of just have to have. If you have to have a movie character, it's got to be either Broly. Broly's got to be number 1, and if not him, it's got to be Cooler.
Right.
And of course, like I said,
you need Janemba in there though.
Zamos.
You need Janemba.
Janemba would probably be 3rd.
You need Janemba in there.
But
it's a bust.
You got Vegito, Blue, and Merge Zamos, which is pretty cool. I'm actually pretty excited about those two.
Is that all the news you found out?
The season. No. I have all the supposed leaks, all the supposed characters for season 2, which should be out. Both season 1 and season 2, from what I'm hearing, should be done by the end of the year. So we should be getting a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 characters by the end of the year, which is pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah, no.
But the supposed characters leaked in season 2 are Tapion, Gogeta, Roshi, and Videl with Great Saiyaman, which is, we were talking about this just the other night about putting Great Saiyaman in the game.
Right.
If this is true, then we got Videl with Great Saiyaman, which is pretty awesome. Raditz and Zarbon. Pretty sure no one asked for either of those two, or even cares.
Yeah. Raditz hasn't been relevant in a while, so I guess like they're like, let's try to see what we can do with him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, or maybe give Justin Cook some more work. I guess, yeah. And we have Kaba and Kale with Cauliflower, which I think will be pretty cool. But nice. Those are supposedly all the season 2 characters: Tapion, Gogeta, Roshi, Videl with Great Saiyaman, Raditz, Zarbon, Kaba, and Kale with Cauliflower. I'm not mad. I just wish, probably I would have probably substituted Raditz and Zarbon with probably, Jiren and Topo. But at the same time, yeah, I like the list. I'd probably take out Tapion. I mean, Tapion hasn't been relevant in I don't know how long. Gogeta, obviously, a fan favorite fusion for everybody besides Vegito.
Of course.
Everyone loves them some Gogeta. Roshi, it's nice to see Roshi making a comeback, which no one can ever be mad at Roshi. Videl, Great Saiyaman, I'll take it, I can see some great comedy stuff coming out of that. We already talked about Raditz. Zarbon, never really been a big fan of his. But Kaba and Kale, man, that's huge.
That is huge.
I'm actually. How many super characters do we have? Kaba, Kale, Zamos, Vegito, Blue. Oh yeah, there's not too many super characters. Of course, we have Blue Vegeta and Blue Goku already, and Goku Black already in the game. But yeah, I mean that's a very good list of super characters. Maybe even throw in Future Trunks, Super Future Trunks. I guess that would have also been great.
If they threw in Topo and Jiren, that would have been icing on the cake right there. That would have been perfect, honestly.
Oh yeah, I know that. Oh my god, yes. Just thinking about it is making me soil my loins.
Yeah, chill, man. Yeah, chill.
I'm sorry.
So also browsing the internet, and I saw that this guy like modded the camera for the hub world, and then
modded the camera.
In the hub world, your character can like move around and shit, and like there's like
yeah.
Okay, so apparently he took control of the camera and like moved it around, and he found that there was these like 2 islands like off screen. I guess they're like modes to be used in like DLC or whatever. Like one of the modes was called Z League. I'm pretty sure that's like some MLG stuff or whatever. I don't know. It sounds like it would be. And then
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then the other one was raid battles.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard of these leaks or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I've heard about these.
Yeah,
I've heard of these like a month ago or something.
Yeah, like they showed it, and then I was like, ooh, raid battles. How's that gonna work? Like, do me and you actually get to work together and fight something?
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, especially in a game like this, where it's unless they do it kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom style, where there's like a big bad, kind of like like the Galactus battles. I don't know if you've ever seen those, where it's like, you have a team of 3, and then you pretty much just face off against Galactus as like, I guess, like the end boss of like an arcade mode. I don't know. I've never played MVC3. Like,
no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's anything like that, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, first we have to get the goddamn servers to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm excited for all these modes and all these characters, but none of it matters if I can't use them against my friends or against randoms online.
You're right. You're totally right. But that'd be like cool if it was like MVC, where like it's just you, your team against some giant fighter. I don't know who they could pull from the series though itself to like act as the boss, other than like what's the
Frieza Force,
what's a big
or Cooler's Armored Squad.
No, I have to. Would they pull movie villains? No, I don't think they would, because like I was gonna say, like, would they put Fat Janemba?
Fat Janemba. Oh, and then once you beat him, you go on to stage 2 where you face Super Janemba.
Yeah, or something like that.
I think that'd be pretty cool, or like Hirudegarn, or like Giant Lord Slug, or something like that.
Yeah, like some giant character,
or like the Tree of Might. Even though you're just beating up on a fucking tree, it doesn't fight back.
That'd be like a bonus level or some shit.
But nah, yeah. I mean, I know obviously we'd have to wait and see. None of this is even confirmed, but I mean, I'm excited for them to be adding, new modes and stuff. That actually seems pretty cool. They did something similar in Xenoverse 2 with like they did raid battles, of course, and they work just like how we were talking about, where it's a team trying to fight against a boss, with a ridiculous amount of health and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like a typical raid boss in any RPG style game.
Yeah, same with Destiny, right? That's how it was too, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And they also did a thing where it's in Xenoverse 2, kind of like it. I don't know I forgot what they call it, but it was like an invasion type event where it was like the Frieza Force. They took over the hub world and stuff, and as you were flying around, you would get stopped by random Frieza Force members like Apul and Pui Pui or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pui or whoever.
Yeah.
And then you fucking just fight random Frieza Force battles and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, it was cool for the time I played it. I mean, I don't really remember it all that well. That was a year ago.
Well, regardless,
quite fond of Xenoverse much, but I mean, yeah, it was still cool though. It was still fun.
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm
a fun
excited
time.
that they're continuing. I'm excited they're continuing this trend with, and they're actually using the hub world for more than just a main menu. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so we're almost like 2 months in to the game, like since release.
It came out in January. Yeah, almost coming up on 2 months.
Like at the end of January, right? That's when it dropped.
Yeah.
So okay, how do you feel about the game as a whole then?
I love it. It's accessible enough for casuals to pick up and play and have fun. Button mash to their heart's content. But it's also got enough depth that competitive players can punish the people that
That
don't
mash
know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And they know how to take advantage of their opponent's shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
Like a typical fighting game. So I mean, yeah, and it's very accessible. Like I said, it's very accessible for all levels of play, which I find very fun and very cool, because everybody likes Dragon. Well, not everybody likes Dragon Ball, but I feel like this is the first Dragon Ball game probably ever to garner this much attention from pretty much all corners of like the gaming world.
Right, especially people that aren't Dragon Ball fans to begin with. Like, it probably turned them into fans.
Like, yeah, the game got great reviews like all across the board from pretty much everywhere it was reviewed, which is unheard of. Usually, anime games aren't reviewed very highly or even looked highly upon by like the IGNs or GameSpots of the world. But this game got great reviews from both those outlets and from pretty much everyone. And I think it's pretty cool to see that this game is insanely popular, and it's just cool. It's really cool, and I think the game is actually like really good. And I'm glad to see a Dragon Ball game that's actually not only good, but it's getting a lot of attention because it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, if we just get these goddamn servers to work.
That's the only flaw, right? They're just lagging out every time.
You're doing so well in the match, isn't it? And there's also no punishment system for rage quitters. So I mean,
there is a notifier at least. Like your name will change colors, but like that's it.
What do you mean, like in the menu?
Okay, so like in the most recent update that they released, like how like when you're searching for a match, you'll see the guy's name, and it's like white. Yeah. If they're a rage quitter, I think their name changes to like purple or some shit. So they'll let you know beforehand that this person rage quits or whatever.
Oh.
I mean, you can check later, but like obviously if the servers are working.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, that's pretty cool. I had no idea that was a thing.
But there's still no actual like penalty.
Yeah, like penalty. Yeah, which is what I would like.
Like decreased rank or something?
Like a decreased rank or like a probation,
Like a 15-minute probation period or something?
Yeah.
Do you think that should apply to all online matches or just ranked matches?
Probably just ranked because, that's the mode people care about more than anything. Because like, if you're just doing casual, no one really cares. You're just, it's casual for a reason, So. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for this game's future. I really am.
Yeah, I don't know the history of ArcSys. Like if they can take care of their games onward. So I don't know. All I can do is be hopeful.
Yeah, I don't know either. This is my first exposure to them. I mean, I know they made Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, but like I don't know what they've done for the longevity of those games.
Yeah, me neither.
We'll get to see it firsthand. Now,
What?
How am I gonna? Oh, I got it. Now, there's one future that I'm not too excited for, and that is the future of the DCEU, my friend Ace.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Because I mean, with the track record we have now of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. I guess you could count Suicide Squad, Justice League, and Wonder Woman. It's not a great track record. Let's just call it baller, strike. With the exception of Wonder Woman, these movies have not done well. Review-wise, critic-wise, a lot of fans are very divided.
Of course.
A lot of these movies, like I said, with the exception of Wonder Woman. I have my own opinions of these movies, even though I've only seen like 2 of them.
You're just going off what other people say,
Yeah, going off of what other people said, and I do plan on watching all of these eventually, but at the moment I just can't bring myself to do it because we have the opposite side of the coin, which is the MCU. But we'll get to that later. But like I said, the future for the DCEU is not looking bright. It is not. We have movies that are announced with like no type of writers or directors. Directors are constantly leaving. Scripts are constantly being rewritten. Movies are just getting announced. Like, yeah, we're doing a cyborg movie No one knows who's directing it or even writing it. The Flashpoint director left. We had another Flash director, I think, leave again like last month or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Shazam movie is finally getting made. We've seen screenshots of Zachary Levi on set.
Yeah.
In his Shazam costume. Aquaman is apparently getting made. I don't know who's directing that. And I hear there's rumors of possibly rebooting the whole DCEU after Shazam comes out. Which, like I said, those are just rumors. But I mean, if they were to do that, then it's like that's not gonna look good.
Like reboot with like new actors, or like just reboot everything, like just the story wise.
I think like reboot like everything, like all the movies, get new actors, kind of like what they did with X-Men, like they rebooted everything, but it's like an in-canon reboot. They got all new actors, they can tell new stories, but all new stories, I guess, technically still happen, even though they don't exist in this timeline anymore, sort of thing.
Right.
That's X-Men. We're not talking about that, but yeah, I think they're gonna, if a reboot is a reboot, you just do it all over again. You start from the beginning, fresh start.
Okay.
And if they were to do that, I can understand where they're coming from. These DC movies aren't doing great with fans or critics, for that matter. Mm-hmm. You look at what Marvel's doing, and like Marvel can't seem. They can't do no wrong at this point.
Well, even if Marvel does fuck up, it's not like terrible. It's just like a minor. It's just minor.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, a few days ago, Black Panther crossed $1 billion.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Global box office.
So it's
fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Man, whew. Black excellence taking over. Oh man. But anyway, I mean, how do you feel about this whole like DC thing that up at this point? Like, are you into it? Do you like these movies? I mean, I know you do, but like,
yeah, I have them.
Are you excited for the future?
I'm like half because like it's not really the what's it called, the like the directors and all that problem. Like, it's the studio. Mm-hmm. Like they want too much creative power over these movies. I hate to fucking compare this shit, but like if you look at Marvel and you let like the crew like be as creative as they want. Yeah, you have them be as creative as they want and like tell their vision of this character. It usually works out. Whereas in DC, like, it's too much about the money and not about the love for the characters involved or like any of that. And that's kind of sad, because just because you plaster something like with like Superman or Batman on it, people are gonna want to go see it, but like knowing the history of like the studio, like people are gonna like second guess like, is this movie even worth watching? And that's sad, because it's a superhero movie. You're supposed to have fun.
You have two of the biggest names in comics ever, Batman and Superman.
Yeah,
and that movie doesn't do gangbusters. Like, they're
right. It's not breaking the box office or the internet unless like it's something negative. Like that's terrible.
I also wanted to mention, I forgot to. First thing, what you were talking about, when Marvel lets the creators create their vision or their work or whatever. I think one of the few times that we saw Marvel misstep was with Avengers 2, when
I don't see that as a misstep. I really enjoyed that movie, actually.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, but it's not. It should have been way better than the first. Should have been, but that was a case of like Marvel getting all up in Joss Whedon's stuff, and that's kind of why he left. Like, Marvel got a little bit too involved with his work. And so he just kind of like, okay, I'm done or whatever, which is what, and then they brought in the Russo brothers and they're doing fantastic, but that's besides the point.
Like, you would have liked to see what Joss Whedon, like, without interference, would have been on Avengers 2. Like, it probably would have been like way better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would have been nice.
But second, I heard someone make this point a few weeks ago that like DC just needs they need a Kevin Feige.
Yeah, they do.
They need someone to huddle around and to lead the ship, so to speak, you know, and they don't have that. They're just sort of going all over the place. With no direction, and it's very clear that they don't really have a direction. The fact that we got a Justice League movie only 3 or 4 years after 2 movies, Batman and Man of Steel, or Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, and then we get a Justice League movie out of nowhere. That's kind of okay, all right, cool, you know, not gonna set up any of these characters, they're just here, right? And yes, we know who they are from previous experiences, you know, Teen Titans, or you know, DC animated movies, or Justice League the animated series, or whatever, you know, various other outlets. But at the same time, it's you're also drawing in the casual comic book viewer who has years of Marvel movies under their belt, and maybe years of even DC movies under their belt, but they don't know comics that well. So, you know, you're just, all these guys are just going in blind, oh, there's a black cyborg in this movie. There's a guy who can run really fast, with kind of no explanation as to why or how, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to your point, what you were saying.
What was I talking about? What was I last talking about? Oh, I was talking.
You were like.
I got it. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so all these directors should have full creative control over the movies, or else why would you name them director in the first place if they can't, you know, direct, if they can't do what the title demands them to do? For example, okay, so Batman vs Superman, the theater version did terrible at the box office, right? And then they dropped the extended version on DVD, and it's it was supposed to be what Zack Snyder wanted the movie to be, and then the critics that bagged on the movie watched that, and then they're like, this is a great movie, right? And that's just one that's the only example I can go off of, where if you trust your properties with these people that you name to, you know, make something out of it, you got to give them full creative control, or else it's going to be restricted, stuff's going to be all over the place, you're going to have unresolved plots, and it's just going to be a mess. I get it, but that's, man, it's tough. I don't know why it's so hard for them to just alright, here, you have the keys, you know, see what you can do with it. It's a money risk, I understand, but that's why you just have to choose the right people that you can trust with those kind of things, and just let them go with it.
And I also feel they don't want to copy Marvel to the T with the way they're doing their movies.
They don't have to, though.
But I'm not saying they have to, but I'm saying at the same time, it wouldn't be a bad thing if they did, because it worked for them. And at the same time, sure, a lot of people are just oh, they're copying Marvel, but if they do it just as good as them, or even do it better if they can manage, then, you know, it's hey, then that's a fucking win, you know? Because a lot of us just want great DC movies.
Right.
And I feel we've only got one great DC movie.
Yeah, overall great, overall consensus good, then yes, one good one. One great one, I mean. And it sucks.
And
it sucks.
It should be more than just one. It should be all of them.
With names like that on the ballot, yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone who watched the Dark Knight trilogy. I know you don't like Batman, so whatever. And they're these are the best. These are the best superheroes movies ever, at the time, right? And then when they heard oh, DC is gonna have a universe, you know, all the movies are gonna be connected or whatever. All those fans who were oh snap, that means we're gonna get some like this good, and we're gonna have multiple movies of it. Like, I'm pretty sure people were excited for that. Me myself, I was very excited for that. And like, you know, as these movies were coming out, I was looking at all the scores for the movies, and I was like, oh, this is not a good time to be a fan of these movies, I guess. I don't
know. I want these movies to be good. I really do. But DC does not have my trust at the moment, and it's sad.
Studio, man. It's just the studio.
It's kind of like what Sony did to Spider-Man. You know, like you have probably one of the greatest, or not probably, you have one of the greatest, most iconic faces, characters, rogue gallery of villains, like in all of comics, and you managed to fuck him up 3 times. out of the 5 movies he's had with Sony, you managed to fuck him up 3 out of the 5. Like that. Oh my god, man. It's kind of the same situation, you know.
I get it.
Granted, the 2 good movies still beats the 1 good DC movie that we have. So I guess even Sony's doing better in that department than freaking DC.
It sucks. Fucking sucks. Like how is a how do you take a property like Spider-Man, right? It's Spider-Man. Like you know his history, and you somehow still manage to mess it up. Like, all the lore is there. Like, all you gotta do is just translate it to film. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's difficult in itself because you have like a 2.5 hour time frame, but still, there's no reason that you should mess this up like that badly. I mean, yeah, like, Marvel hasn't had any dumpster fires yet. I don't think they ever will, as long as Kevin Feige is in charge. But like, what's the worst? What's the worst Marvel movie or MCU movie? I mean, like, help me out here.
The worst?
Objectively, the worst.
I'd probably say Thor: Dark World.
Is it? It's not like Iron Man 2 or something?
Nah, I think a lot of people have probably come around on Iron Man 2. I certainly come around on Iron Man 2. I enjoyed that movie a lot more the second time, or I recently watched it again. But like, I enjoyed that movie a lot more now than I did back in the day. I was like, wow, this movie is actually not as bad as I thought it was.
Okay, so objectively, Thor 2 is the worst. You could say the worst of the MCU.
Probably, yeah. Either that or maybe Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay. So, like, even then,
I'd probably go Dark World.
Even then, Dark World's not a terrible movie by any means.
Oh,
it's just the worst out of the bunch.
I get what you're saying. Even Marvel's worst is better than DC's worst. Like, far better than DC's worst.
Yeah.
Worst.
Like, and that sucks. That says something about how you're imagining things on DC's, and like, you're just your last sliver of hope is about to leave because like you said, they're about to reboot sometime soon, and like, probably, this plane hasn't even gotten off the ground yet.
Yeah, I mean, they have all these plans for all these movies, but no one manning the ship. So, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting time to be a DC fan, a DC movie fan, I guess.
A lot of people were like, we should have what's his name, Kevin Smith as the head for DC.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
And I was with it. I was so with it because he understands. Because, like, if I could recall, every episode of The Flash that he's been in charge of, or like he's helped written for, was a good episode.
I forgot he directed some episodes for that show. I hella forgot about that.
Yeah, and I think most of them, if I can remember correctly, they were good. So, like, he knows how to handle one character, and it's The Flash, obviously. And The Flash is not an easy character to handle, because how do you make him, you know, believable, and you know, how do you make people invest in him if he can just run faster than everyone else, like, and then he knows how to do it.
I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting. Got a little bit Kevin.
Yeah, it would be.
That'd be really cool.
Okay, so we've dissected DC enough. Let's jump to the other.
Let's flip
end.
on over.
Let's flip to the other side of the coin and like talk about, you know, the MCU, right? Let's talk about it as a whole. So we're a decade in, you know, to the MCU, and we're coming down to
a decade, I think.
Yeah, well, I just want to say a decade because it makes
sense.
Actually,
wait a minute, hold on. And when did Iron Man 1 come out?
Didn't Iron Man 1 come out in 2008?
No, it couldn't have. Or maybe. Oh, it did. Oh, we are a decade in. Oh,
yeah, we're a decade in.
It's going to be May 2nd is going to be the 10-year anniversary of the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, okay, so we're a decade in. And, you know, we've had all these great movies. Like, every single one of them was objectively, I guess, a good movie. I'm pretty sure you guys agree on that. And, of course. So we've gone from Iron Man, and we're heading up to Infinity War. So is there anything, anything from the past 10 years that you just want to reflect on in the movies? Like I know you're rewatching the movies again. Is there any specific moment that you want to recall right now that you just want to talk about?
Man, Avengers was so dope.
Still look great.
All of Avengers was just so fucking dope. Man, all of the stuff that happened at the end of the movie with Captain America fucking going up to the cops, like, you need a perimeter going down this street. I need men in those buildings. Take them out through the tunnels. Set up a perimeter for, you know that whole spiel, and he's like, watch it listen to you, and he kicks like 3 aliens ass out of nowhere, and fucking Hawkeye shooting aliens and not even looking at them. Fucking Hulk and his puny god moment. All of that was just fucking, it's eye candy. It was great. Still fucking love that movie to this day. Pretty much any action scene from any of the Iron Man movies is fucking great. That man Robert Downey is a fucking national treasure. I recently rewatched Winter Soldier for like this. I've only seen that movie twice, and then the second time was this past week. And man, that is a great fucking movie. I forgot how great of a movie that was.
Yep.
Everything about that movie was just fantastic. I can't wait to get back to Civil War, even though I've seen that movie like 10 times already, but still.
Every single time you watch it is like the first time watching it.
Yeah, it really is. I'm loving all of the weaving and the connection, the connecting they do in all these movies, especially after Avengers. They name drop so many people, or they even, events that happened before.
Like what?
And they show like Easter eggs and stuff. Like fucking there was in Winter Soldier, Nick Fury is talking about like his new helicarriers, and he said that, we got these new designs from Stark after he got up close. And I'm guessing when he said he got up close and when in Avengers he got fucking tore up when he got caught in the rotors when they were trying to fix the ship.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, like little small things like that, that they like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, this happened. And it's you start to see the universe building upon itself with each movie. You're at Winter Soldier. You still got like 3 years of movies to go. Oh yeah, I know. I'm not even done with Phase 2 yet. Although I've only got Guardians, and then Avengers 2 is next. But Phase 2 is coming to an end, and oh boy, I can't wait to get to Phase 3. Because that's where Spider-Man is.
Don't forget about underrated Ant-Man.
Oh yes, Ant-Man. Fucking, oh my god, I can't wait to watch that movie again too. I'm just excited about this all around. Anyway, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about all this?
Oh, like every time every time I look at my shelves and I see all these movies like, you know, like all together, I just like it's like a little kid and his like action figures, because it's like every single movie by itself is already good. Now if you put them all together, like obviously I don't have
even better.
Yeah, it's like a collection, you know. You have to get every single one, or else it's gonna be that empty void. And like seeing all of this now, and obviously, you know, Thor 3 came out, or I eventually have the money for that. I'm obviously gonna get it too. And
of course.
And you know, Black Panther when that drops, and then we have Avengers in fucking April. Like that's a month from now. Like.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they could do no wrong. They know how to build the excitement. Avengers could probably, at this point, it's looking like Avengers is probably gonna beat Avengers 1 in terms of sales. Hopefully, and I'm really hoping it does.
How much in sales did the first one make?
I don't know. I have to hold up. Let me. Cause I know Avengers is top 10 grossing movies of all time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5th. Avengers is 5th all time, only being beat by Jurassic World, The Force Awakens, Titanic, and Avatar. And Furious 7 is right behind Avengers, and right behind Furious 7 is Age of Ultron, which I didn't know.
Huh. Okay. Well,
Avengers. Is
how much? Does it show how much it made?
Let me see. And I'm pretty sure Black Panther cracked the top 10 earlier this week with, you know, its $1 billion box office.
You already know Avengers is gonna break 1 billion. There's no way it's
not. I hope so. Oh my god, really. I hate going on websites and they tell you to disable your ad blocker. Like, fuck off. But, oh my god. I'm trying to scroll down to it before this thing pops up again. It's saying 1.5 billion, pretty much.
Avengers 1?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Avengers Infinity War is gonna break that. Because then you have a bigger Avengers, cast.
Yeah, 1.5 billion. Yeah.
And like, it's at the end of the, you know, like the universe that you build. Like everything that you released prior to this is gonna be topped off in this movie, and obviously, you know, it's 2 parts. It's gonna be the next one off too. Like, both of those movies.
Infinity War Part 2 or whatever. Call it. Avengers 4, pretty much. Man. And the thing is, I hella forgot about this. Avengers was number 3 at one point, and then it dropped to 5 only because of Star Wars and Jurassic World.
I'm surprised Jurassic World was
on
Avengers.
I know, me too. Actually, I forgot how many people actually saw that. And think about this: Age of Ultron is only 1.4 billion, which is crazy. And Iron Man 2 made 1.2 billion, and that was at number 5 at one point. Now it's at number 13.
What about Winter Soldier or Civil War?
I'm just scrolling down. Civil War made 1.1 billion. It's sitting at 15. It was at 12. I'm seeing Black Panther. Black Panther made $1 billion, but this is only a few weeks ago, so this I'm not gonna put too much stock into this. It's at number 21 right now, though, supposedly. Toy Story 3 is at number 22, but it was at 4. I hella forgot that shit was way up there. But yeah, Civil War, Black Panther, and then I'm not seeing one for a while, so yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
yeah, they know how to make money.
Yeah, like they know how to make money and also make successful movies, like movies that you would want to come back to. I know there's that section of people that like say like, you know, like these are just movies, like they're nothing special, like compared to like and then like compared to like actual like movie masterpieces like I'm trying to think of one like The Godfather or whatever.
Yeah, or like Gone with the Wind or some shit.
Yeah, like it's
Ryan.
It's like timeless movies like that. these movies are just fun movies to watch. You know, like you go into this movie like you don't know what to expect unless like you picked up the comics, like you have an idea of what to expect.
There's a little something for everybody.
Yes, and like you shouldn't be that upset that the movie is trying to make you like happy at the end of it. Like you had a fun time watching this movie. If the movie doesn't do that for you, then like I understand, like you just have different tastes or whatever. But like if you have that kind of taste and the movie doesn't do it for you, I don't know what to say, because like I don't know. Me believing that Winter Soldier is the best movie out of the MCU, like, and you don't think that's a good movie, then I don't know if we can be friends.
I also feel like that's one of the main reasons why the MCU is doing so much better than the DCEU, is because of the tone of the movies is radically different. You know, we've got 3 movies where Batman is the lead, and you know Batman's a dark and brooding character, and then we've got, you know, on the other side we've got movies like the likes of Iron Man and Spider-Man who drop clips every like 30 seconds, you know, or cracking jokes and whatnot. So, and I'm not saying every DC movie needs to, you know, be filled with humor like Thor Ragnarok was, but at the same time, you know, maybe I'm not saying DC needs to like lighten up or anything, but I feel like maybe it would help, because you know a lot of people are walking out of Marvel movies in the theaters and are going like, oh yeah, I remember that great joke, and ha ha ha, he said this, that was funny, and you know the tone, and there's a lot of I hate to bring this up, but there's a lot of color in those movies. And I don't see a lot of color in the DC movies. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, but maybe, who knows? Maybe a reboot would probably be the best thing for DC at this point. Maybe a reboot of like all of it would probably help. I'm not opposed to it at this point. I mean, it's like whatever they can do, and because I want them to succeed. I want them just to make these movies great. And if it takes a reboot, then shit, fucking do it. Because Marvel is beating the ever-living shit out of them in terms of movies.
Well, okay, going back to the MCU. Out of all the movies that you rewatch so far, like not counting Phase 3 and up,
right.
Well, what are your favorites?
Avengers, Iron Man 3, even though that's very polarizing. It's a very polarizing movie. Winter Soldier, Thor, I still fucking love. I don't care what anybody says. I fucking love that movie. What else? I think those are probably like my top so far.
Okay. And that's definitely your list?
Yeah, that's not in any particular order, but
yeah, those are the standouts for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, okay, so you take that list, right? And you haven't even gotten to Guardians, Spider-Man. Trying to look at the movies right now. Ant-Man, you know, Guardians 2, Civil War, and like I'm pretty sure those movies will somehow make it onto the list of like.
Of course, yeah, somehow. The list will obviously evolve and change as we draw closer and closer to Infinity War.
So are you on schedule now? Like, I know you're doing the one movie per week thing. Are you on schedule?
I'm on schedule. I have to double up 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks before Infinity War comes out, I'm gonna have to double up on 2 movies. So it would pretty much be 2 movies 1 week, and then 2 movies the next week, and then Infinity War. But yeah, I am on schedule.
Okay.
I am all good.
Okay, so I think we've talked about everything that we needed to talk about with that topic. There is something I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know why I've never talked to you about this. like in-depth. So we both play video games a lot, and we both played video games like we've played video games our whole lives. Pretty sure since we were munchkins, we were playing video games. You know, that was our thing. What are some of like the video games that you keep like near and dear to your heart? Like every time you come back to this game, it's like playing it the first time. Like, and it's just like everything about it, like the gameplay, the music, story, if there is a story, and the graphics, the controls. It's like what games are on that list that just do it for you?
First and foremost, gotta give a shout out to Simpsons Hit and Run. The poor man's GTA.
You say poor man's, but that's not a bad thing. Hit and Run was that game.
That fucking game was awesome. Fucking game was awesome. Fucking love Simpsons. I played through that game I don't know how many times.
What did you have it on, game?
I had it on GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had that shit on GameCube. That game's fucking amazing. Everything about that game is so much fun. I specifically remember this one fucking beat. It was like, who were you playing as? I think you were playing as Bart. And I think you did a mission for Dr. Nick. He said like a bunch of his monkeys got. I remember the mission. The name of the mission is called Monkey See, Monkey Do. I know this because I fucking failed that mission so many times as a kid that the game gave me an option to skip it because I couldn't beat it. And so I think as a child I've only ever beat that mission once in my entire life. But I specifically remember that mission. That mission was fucking terrible. You had to drive around the entire city collecting like 30 monkeys or some shit like that, and I fucking hated it. But that's definitely on that list. Beautiful Joe is another fucking great game that a lot of people give a lot of love to, which is great because that game is pretty amazing. Never played the second one.
I never finished the
first one. Me neither. I don't. Who did I get to? Did I get to? I think I got to Hulk, and then I was like he's like the second boss. I think. I don't remember who I got to. I think I got it to like the shark dude, and then I stopped. I don't know. I could be wrong. I hella forgot who I stopped on. But that game, even though I never beat it, fun as fuck. I want to go back to it one day. Need to find me a copy.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, no, right. Ooh, what else? What other games are there? Name some. Yeah, I'm sure you got some. What's on your list? I'm sure. I'm gonna think of them. Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know if you.
Ultimate Spider-Man is on that list for you.
Ultimate Spider-Man is fucking great. Don't you ever fucking.
No, I just thought you. No, I just thought you would say like Spider-Man 2. Cause like that's what a lot of people say.
Never played Spider-Man 2.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay. Nothing wrong with Spider-Man 2, but I didn't know you didn't play it.
Yeah, Web of Shadows is also a great game. I don't know if you've ever played that.
I always wanted to, but I just couldn't. Is that the one where you can have villains on your team? Or am I?
No, that's Friend or Foe.
That's Friend or Foe. Never mind.
Web of Shadows is the one where the symbiote takes over the city.
Oh, yeah. I know
good and bad choices and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I always wanted to play that, but I never had the money for it.
Yeah, those are like my top ones off the top of my head. I'm sure obviously more will come to me as even if you mention some stuff. I'm sure I'll think of some shit and I'll blurt it out.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some games that are nostalgic to you in that sense?
For me, like I'm trying to think back as early as I can. First one that easily comes to mind is Pokemon. Pokemon did it for me as a kid. I played
Pokemon. I only ever played Coliseum, as you know.
Yeah, I played every generation up to 5. Completed the Pokedex I think once. And that was back in generation 3, where I did it. Let's see, like I can name.
I'm gonna need to stop you.
Okay.
I need to stop you.
Okay.
I just thought of one of the reasons I'm still a gamer to this day. And I gotta give a mad shout out to the game that pretty much turned me into a gamer. The game Burnout on the GameCube.
Oh my god!
Big shout out to the studio Acclaim. I don't think they exist anymore, but big shout out to that studio for making one of the greatest racing games of all time. Burnout. That game is fucking amazing, and is the reason I still play racing games to this fucking day.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Ever come out? Yeah, I played every Burnout that's ever come out on consoles, and I think that's the only series ever that I can say that about. Honestly, obviously games that have multiple sequels, like I say the same thing about South Park, but South Park only has like 2 games, or the Shadow of Mordor series, but they only have like 2 games. But like,
right.
I played every Burnout that's ever come out. Burnout 1, Burnout 2, 3, Dominator, Revenge, Paradise. Played them all. Man, so many memories, fond memories of that series. But the first one, especially as a kid growing up playing that, oh my god. Man. Me and my sister would fucking race on that game. She fucking loved it. Oh, I also got to give a big shout out to Luigi's Mansion, the first game that ever scared the living shit out of me as a kid.
Oh, same, dude. If it's not Mortal Kombat, it was Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, I couldn't. I literally had to have my sister play the game for me because I was too scared to fucking play it by myself. Sometimes.
Oh, dang. I played that game so much to the point where I just knew by heart what to do at every section of the game.
Yeah, I didn't play it like that. I wish I did, but I couldn't. No, I really couldn't.
Oh man, that game. Okay, so do you want to hear more of my list, or did some come near?
Yeah. I just had to stop you because that popped into my head as you were talking.
Okay, so yeah, Pokemon did a lot for me. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a tattoo of a Pokemon related thing eventually. Let's see, the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. Obviously, I know that's on your list too.
Of course, yeah. The first one especially. That's my first DVD game ever. Those cutscenes, man. Oh, they don't make cutscenes like they don't make cutscenes anymore like they did in that game. I wish they did.
I know, and like the cutscenes in that game were pretty accurate to the anime at the time, right?
Yeah, they're fucking amazing. I still watch every now and again. I'll just get the itch to like go on YouTube and like watch all the Dragon Ball Budokai cutscenes because they were so fucking good.
Yeah. That wasn't my first Dragon Ball Z game. I think Budokai 2 was my first one, and then it's like I couldn't find the first one anywhere. Yeah, Budokai 2 did it for me, and I think that solidified other than watching the TV show. That did it for me, like made me a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan. And then Budokai 3 came out, and that was like the shit for me, huh?
You ever play Clash of Ninja? Naruto?
I never owned it. Zenon did, and then we played it on his system. But I always wanted it.
It was okay. Like that was my first Naruto game. That's not on my list of like nostalgia trips, but I'm just like, yeah, I remember playing that game a little bit as a kid.
And then
Budokai 3.
Let's see, Mario Kart Double Dash was a big one for me because I would always go to Elder's house.
Double Dash.
Well, okay, so like think of it as a kid, okay? So like if you played the Mario Kart games before, like, you'd always like duke it out with your friends or family on the same console, right? You always race each other. Now in that game, when that came out at the time, you can team up with each other and just like body everyone else on the track.
Oh yeah, I played it. I never played. I never owned it. What I should have said. I played at my cousin's house.
Yeah. So imagine that at the time, like you and your cousin can just like win all the time. So like one of you would drive, and then the other one would use items, and then me, I remember always going to Elder's house, and him and Allison always wanted to play that game. He would always like have 2 of us on one cart and 1 of us on the other, and then do the cups, do all the cups on like 150cc and on mirror. And we would always purposely have, the guy with 2 people on his cart get first, and then the person by himself would just cover second place and make sure no one catches up to them.
Oh wow,
that was like a huge section. We didn't play battle that much because we always wanted to race, because the tracks in that game were like, that was the shit right there. And then let's see what else is on my list. Mario Sunshine was on my list too. I played that so much.
Ever played Sunshine?
Oh, it's great. It's one of the best Mario games ever.
I've seen Let's Plays, but I've never owned it as a kid.
Mario Sunshine did it for me. That made me love Mario a lot. Like, I started Mario 3D platformer at that and not 64, because I just didn't have it on 64. Let's see.
My first platformer,
Super Smash Bros.
Was World.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I played a lot of Melee.
Never played Smash, as you know. Well, I played it, but never owned it.
Melee did a lot for me. I did all the challenges, beat the story mode on the hardest. That took hella tries. Let's see. I don't know. There's not much to say for me about Smash Brothers other than I wish I had Smash 4 so I could just like have people over and just play 8-player Smash all day. I wish I could do that.
Oh yeah.
But I can't. Let's see. The Batman Arkham games did it for me. Solidified my love for the character, other than the Dark Knight movies. Those are some of the best games I've ever played. Man, I just wish I had my old games on me so I could just like go off of that. But it's hard. Let's see. Wait, that just reminded me of something. Why are none of the Sonic Adventure games on your list?
Oh, Sonic Adventure is definitely on that list. I didn't think about it until you actually said it right now.
Okay, because I was like waiting the whole time. I was like, he's gonna say Sonic, isn't he? Because it's like one of his favorite game franchises.
Sonic Adventure. I've come back to that game. I don't know how many times, even growing up. But like, even as early as like 2 years ago, I replayed that game again, man. Whew. Yeah, Sonic Adventure. That game as a kid, man, that turned me into a Sonic fan at heart. That shit really did, man. The soundtrack is easily one of my favorite soundtracks to any game ever, honestly. And that's like not a joke. I'm really serious about that. All the stages have such great soundtracks and stuff. Fucking great, man.
I feel it, man.
Also got to give a big shout out to Modern Warfare 2, of course. I lost a lot of good grades to that game.
I lost a lot of lifespan to Modern Warfare 2 also.
That's the game that really turned me into like an FPS nut, I would say. That and Halo 3, probably.
See, Halo 3 didn't do it for me like everyone else did. For me, it was Halo 2.
Oh yeah, see, I never played Halo 2, so it had to have been Halo 3 for me. Halo 3 is a game that I have some of my like most fun gaming moments ever, and it's really the game that really turned me into like online multiplayer. I met so many cool people on that game that I just party up with and just hours on end and just play with these fucking. That was like one of the few times I actually used game chat to like actually make friends and not talk shit to people on the enemy team or on my team. Like I actually was really into online gaming back then because of Halo 3 and the community. Really met a lot of cool people on that game.
Is there any other games for you?
Let me see. Cuphead. No, I'm just playing.
I was like, really? You love the game that much?
No, don't get me wrong. I do love Cuphead. I fucking do.
Yeah, but not to the extent where you're gonna come back to it as often as you do Sonic Adventure.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna come back to Cuphead, just because the moment I beat it, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking done. I didn't play Castle Crashers like everybody else did.
You didn't? Oh well, I didn't either. I got that game really late also.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned any Gears games.
I'm more thinking to the my childhood. Not my like pubescenthood.
Your teen years. Childhood.
It's hard. I played a fuck ton of Tetris. I'm not gonna lie. I played a fuck ton of Tetris.
Yeah, I was never a Tetris kid.
I was never good at it. But I played it a lot because my dad was better than me. And I would always try to beat a score, but I never could do it.
When did this game come out? Oh, of course, I have to give a big shout out to the SmackDown vs. Raw games.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Those games turned me into a man.
Yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw. I only played, I think, 7, 8, and 9. Those are the only ones I think I've ever played.
What?
Then I stopped.
Oh yeah, I forgot you told me that you never played the old Wolf ones.
Yeah, I never played.
You didn't play the first one. You didn't play the first one.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one or 06.
Oh my gosh, those were in my opinion the best ones of the series.
Really now?
Yes. It's like, oh man,
right there.
Those. Oh man. Okay, so that just reminded me of something else. The original Star Wars Battlefront games did it a lot for me too. Those games.
Played them.
Those games, man. Oh, if you played Battlefront 2 back then, like.
I know everyone always talks about their memories and their memories of that game, and I never even played them.
Man, like what? Like it's so hard to. I think it's hard to find a copy of the original Battlefront 2 nowadays. But if I ever get the chance to, we're gonna play it, and you're gonna see why a lot of people are disappointed with the new ones.
Okay.
Because me and you are gonna run Galactic Conquest as the Empire or as the Galactic Republic or whichever, and we're just gonna spend like a day on that game, and it's gonna be a great time. But let's see, what else did it for me? Surprisingly,
I know this.
What?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so surprisingly, a game that did it for me was, I don't know if you know this game, but it was called Nicktoons Unite.
Yeah,
that was a fucking good ass game.
I didn't play that one, but I played Attack of the Toy Gods. That was the one I played.
Oh, okay. You didn't play the original one.
Oh, dude! Oh, you just reminded me. So 2 things.
What?
I know this game isn't. I know the first game I'm about to say isn't that old, but the first Borderlands for me was fucking awesome.
Never played Borderlands, so I wouldn't know.
Man, the first game as a standalone game is pretty fun, but you play Borderlands 2 and Borderlands. I would say Borderlands 2 is on that list, but Borderlands 2 isn't that old of a game, so that's why I haven't mentioned it. But Borderlands, the first Borderlands, man, is something else. That's an experience. I've never played anything like that before. And I fucking love the Borderlands series now because of the first one. But, man, you just reminded me about the Nicktoons game. Fucking Looney Tunes back in action.
I never played that
fucking game. Dude, I have it. I have it right now for the GameCube. That game, oh my god, it's fucking amazing. I can't say enough good things about Looney Tunes back in action. I really can't. I cannot say enough good things about that game. It's so fucking fun. That's a game that I should plug in my GameCube for and play through again. That game is really fun.
You just reminded me of another game.
I don't know if you ever played Ed, Edd n Eddy.
The Misadventures? Oh my god, that game was so fucking good.
That game is so fun. I have it. I actually do have it right now.
We need to play it one day, dude.
Yeah, I was on my fucking nostalgia kick of trying to get a GameCube into my old games back, and I have a couple of old games. And I have that. I have those too.
Oh man, that game was so good.
That game was fucking fun.
Let's see, what else games are there? There's so much. I know I'm overlooking so many games, but when I see them later on, I'm gonna be like, oh, why didn't I mention that?
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Tony Hawk Underground did it for me too. I love that game to death.
Played Tony Hawk games.
Well, the only one worth playing
I played.
that I would recommend to you is Underground. Underground 1 at least.
I played the HD remake of Pro Skater. I played that. That's HD remake, but I haven't played too many Tony Hawk games. I played what did I played what's that game called? Proving Grounds. That game was pretty cool. I know it's not that old of a game. I don't know if you ever played Proving Grounds.
Nah.
It's like you make your own skater. You have to like make a team and all that kind of stuff.
Nope,
It's actually not a bad game.
Never did it.
And I also played Project 8.
I think that was the one I wanted to play.
I stopped because I couldn't make it past the first area, so I stopped playing it. But it was like the only Tony Hawk games I think I've ever played. Besides, going to a friend's house and playing American Wasteland or like Underground 2 or whatever.
Yeah, Underground was like the best Tony Hawk game I've ever played. Cause you make a skater, you grow up in Jersey with your boy Eric, and then you go through all the twists and turns. You get sponsored. It turns out Eric like did you dirty in one of the contests, and then like at the end of the game, you just gotta outskate Eric, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, dude, I can't believe I didn't mention this when we were talking about wrestling games. But Day of Reckoning 2.
I never had that.
Oh man. Day of Reckoning 2, man. Specifically the second one, not the first one, but the second one was really, really good. And not only was it really good, it looked phenomenal for a game for its time. And I'm not talking about like good for GameCube graphics. I'm talking
good for the era.
The game looked fucking great. Like, I mean, the game looked real. And I'm serious when I say that the game looked fucking real. I don't know if it's my nostalgia goggles on right now, but man, I remember as a kid the game was fucking real. Like Randy Orton, I can specifically remember being at a friend's house for a sleepover, and my friend's brother was playing, and Randy Orton's entrance was going on, and he was like, "Wow, that looks so fucking real." He didn't say fucking. I just added that for effect. But yeah, man.
He said the kid equivalent of fucking.
Yeah, Day of Reckoning 2. Great game. Great fucking game.
Let's see. Yeah, I didn't own that, so I wouldn't know like the appeal of it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know there's like way more games that I played. Let's see. I played a fuck ton of Mario Party. I'm not gonna lie. I played so much Mario Party, and they had the one with the mic. Yeah, that I played a fuck ton of that, like without shame. And I got mad at my cousins so many times whenever they would steal my stars on the game board. I'd be pissed.
Oh my god.
Pissed. I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh on the GBA.
I have only ever played Yu-Gi-Oh on the 360. I tried to play False Bound Kingdom on the GameCube. Yeah, that wasn't happening as a kid. That game was so fucking complicated. It wasn't even a Yu-Gi-Oh game. It was like an RPG strategy thing. I don't fucking know. I don't even remember. The game was stupid. No, I take that back. I played one on the PS2. It was actually really good. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh GX, like Tag Team Destiny or some shit like that.
I thought you were gonna say Duelist of the Roses or something.
Nah, fuck that. It had like Shining Flare Wingman on the cover, I think, with Jaden. That game was actually really good. I liked that game a lot. And it was cool because you could actually like import your cards, the card's code, and you could like put your cards, you could put like your whole deck in the game. It was legit as fuck. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you'd have to sit there and type in 40 different unique codes for all your fucking cards.
Yeah, I know.
But, I mean, if you were willing to do it, then
And I'm sure you were willing to do it at the time.
deck in the game. No, I wasn't. I made it through like 5 cards, and I was like, I'm done. I'll just fucking get booster packs in the game.
Okay. You want to know what was one of my guilty pleasures back then as a gamer?
Spider-Man 3.
Nah,
I knew it.
nah. Dragon Ball Sagas.
Never played it.
It's a shit game,
Even though
but
I
it
know
was,
that game was.
but it,
Shit.
but it was co-op, and me and Elliot always loved co-op games, and we played the shit out of that game. Yeah, it was.
I had no idea.
That game was so broken, dude. If you weren't playing as a Super Saiyan on a level that required you to be Super Saiyan, you're not gonna beat the level. Like, you actually could not beat the level because the character that you picked that wasn't Super Saiyan wasn't gonna do damage at all. It just wasn't gonna do damage. It's like, imagine
that's not fun at all.
like imagine if you were playing like a free play run of the game, right? And you get to let's say Cell, and he's in his perfect form. If you played as like Tien or Yamcha, you're gonna do no damage. Like, and I'm not saying, like, when I say no damage, I don't mean like just like slight damage. I mean no damage at all. Like his health, no chip damage at all. No chip damage at all. He's gonna take 0 damage. So you had to play as a Super Saiyan in order to progress throughout that game. Or you could just play as Broly and just like wreck everybody, but that's different. That's not fun. Let's see. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat on the Sega as a kid.
Yeah, I've literally only ever played like 3 Mortal Kombat games in my life. It started with Deadly Alliance.
Oh, you played
MKX.
Oh, you played those. Okay. You didn't play MK9?
And I played MK9 at friends' houses. Never owned it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's literally all my exposure to the. I never played Shaolin Monks. No, I take it back. I played Armageddon.
Oh, you never played Shaolin Monks? Oh my god.
Nah, never played Shaolin Monks. Never played Deception. There was another one in there, I think. Or was it like just those 4? Like Shaolin Monks, Deception, and Armageddon? Or those 3, I guess.
Deadly Alliance?
No one talks about Deadly Alliance.
I know, but it's just one to mention. Let's see. I played that even though I was scared. I love the Mortal Kombat games. Those are my like favorite fighting games. I can't really count Injustice because I didn't play the first one. I cannot count Dragon Ball FighterZ because there's only one of its kind. So maybe later down the line, if they keep making games out of this, it'll probably change. But yeah, if in terms of like, if someone ever asks me what's my favorite fighting game franchise, I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat. Though I did play a lot of Street Fighter when I was a kid, I was just never good at it because the execution was too high for me.
It's fucking Street Fighter.
Like, I didn't know what a charge motion was. Do you even know what that is?
I've never even heard of that. What the fuck is a charge motion?
It's okay. So like in Street Fighter, there's certain characters in the game where it's gonna, if you look at the input for their special moves, it's gonna say charge. So what that means is like you gotta hold that direction for like 2 seconds, and then proceed to do the next input. So like, for example, if let's say you were playing as like somebody, right? And if their input for their special move is like down charge, up kick, you had to hold down for like 2 seconds, and then after that do the up kick. Do you get what I mean?
Nope. That's why I don't play Street Fighter.
Exactly. And like and then there was some special moves in Street Fighter where you had to do like fucking you had to do like half circle back, zigzag forward punch or some shit. Like I
hate the zigzag motion.
Oh, I fucking hate those motions so much. Oh my god. Like if you weren't playing on stick, you're gonna have a bad time. I played a lot of Galaga when I was a kid. Actually, not that I mention it. Like
I played a lot of arcade Galaga, which is pretty cool.
I actually owned a Galaga on like the Game Boy Color.
Oh, dope. Did you ever have one of those like plug and play things? Like it was just a controller, you just plug it into your TV and it came with like hella games.
Yeah, I did. It had like 100 games on it.
One of those.
Had like Duck Hunt on it. Ooh, fucking Duck Hunt. Ooh, that was the one right there. And skeet shooting. Oh my god.
Yeah, I never had like that one. I had like it was like an Intellivision, so I had a bunch of like really classic games. Like, I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but it's like a game where like you're a fish, you have to eat smaller fish to get to the bigger fish.
Is it Feeding Frenzy?
It was like one of those kind of games. It was kind of like Feeding Frenzy. I don't know if it was like Feeding Frenzy exactly,
but it was like Feeding Frenzy type of game.
Yeah,
I played a lot of Contra as a kid. On those.
Contra.
You don't want to play Contra.
I heard.
Oh my god. I didn't even know how to put in the cheat code. So I never finished Contra. Let's see. Yeah, I played a lot of Duck Hunt. Let's see. I played a lot of skeet shooting. What else is there? Oh man, there's so many games. Fuck. I'm being overwhelmed.
And I played so many games as a kid, I can't even get my thoughts straight.
Yeah, I didn't even like until we started talking about it. I didn't even know I played that many games as a kid. I played a lot of Animal Crossing, surprisingly.
Never played Animal Crossing. I never played a lot of Nintendo exclusives. Same thing with PS2 exclusives. I never played a lot of those.
I can agree with you on the PS2 exclusives because I only really like own the games that were like appealing to like, you know, childhood stuff like Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, like that kind of stuff. Right. Pop culture stuff. I never really played the more like video game only titles like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. I played like one Ratchet and Clank game, but I don't remember which one. Like Sly Cooper, I never played that.
First one was pretty cool.
Was it? Is it a stealth game? Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, for the most part, it's a stealth game.
Okay. Let's see. The old Call of Duty games were a bitch because you had to get health packs.
I think I started with Call of Duty 3. I think that was my first one.
Trying to think of what else. Did you ever play Star Wars Pod Racer?
No. I think my first ever Star Wars game was Force Unleashed, honestly.
Oh, those games were so good. Oh my god. Love those.
The Pod Racer?
No, the Force Unleashed. I love those games. Even the half-ass second one.
Oh my god. That's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that.
Yeah, even though the second one was like meh compared to the first one. Like I just love. I know like the first one was so good. That's one of my favorite games of all time. And like I played two different versions of it. I played the PS2 one and the 360 one. So I got two different perspectives on the game. And that shit was so fun.
I want to put the 360 version. I think my cousin had it on PSP back when that was the thing.
Did you play the God of War games? Speaking of which.
Nope, never played God of War.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, never mind.
I know, right? I'm a fucking scrub.
No, I never played it either. I only played like one of them, but it's for the PSP, so I don't really count it. Did you play the Prince of Persia games?
I played the one on the 360 with the princess.
I don't remember which one.
I don't know if you ever played that. That game is so fucking good, dude. Like, I'm not joking. That game is actually so fucking good, and it never got a sequel. Even though Ubisoft at the time was like, yeah, we're trying to make this a thing again, and the game ended on a cliffhanger. So it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna have a sequel, but they never made a sequel to that game. It was the last Prince of Persia game to ever come out. I think it came out in like 08 or 09, probably 2009. But the game was so good, and it's a game I literally picked up on a whim. I knew nothing about Prince of Persia. I saw the cover. I looked on the back of the box, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll buy this. Bought it for like $20 at GameStop. Fucking did not regret it at all. That's a game I actually kind of want to go back and play. It was so fucking. It was really good. And it's a shame. And a lot of people are in agreement that it's a shame that game never got a sequel because that game was actually so fucking a reboot of the entire Prince of Persia franchise. And then they just is that Capcom or Ubisoft? I think it's Ubisoft.
Prince of Persia games? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, they say they said that they're gonna turn that into like a new series or whatever. But that didn't happen. It just ended on a cliffhanger. I got some achievement that's like we'll be back or some type of shit like that, but then nothing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Yeah, that's and I think it's a classic too, like one of those Xbox Platinums or whatever the fuck.
Oh, really? It was that good? I didn't know that.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I'm trying to fucking. I don't want the original trilogy. So it is Ubisoft.
Okay.
Sands of Time trilogy. So yeah, this game did come out in 2009.
It seems so long ago, but it's really not.
Oh, 2008 actually. I'm sorry.
Even that.
Yeah, it's 2008. Yeah, came out PS3, Xbox, and DCEU or whatever the fuck. Oh my god, I can't believe this game never got a sequel. It was so fucking good. I really did. But oh well, that's old news now. Came out 10 years ago.
Well, what else games? I mentioned a lot of titles already. I'm kind of getting burned out. Like, I'm actually struggling. I know I played more games than this, though.
I can't think of any at the moment. First, Assassin's Creed is a classic to me. I'll never go back and play it because of where the series is at now. But that first game is something special. Near and dear to my heart.
I never really played the Assassin's Creed games, actually. That stayed invested.
Oh man, I think this should probably be the last one. We should probably end it. We've been going on for a little while, but Saints Row 2.
I only played Saints Row 3.
You're missing out, man. You really are missing out. Saints Row 2 is probably the pinnacle of the series to a lot of people because Saints Row 3 is like where they got hella weird for like the sake of just being weird, and they didn't want to be, the GTA clone. But Saints Row 2, in my opinion, it came out around the same time as I think GTA 4. But I would honestly play Saints Row 2 over GTA 4 any day of the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really would. And I'm not taking anything away from GTA 4, but I like Saints Row 2 way more than I did GTA 4.
Okay, I guess I'll look into some gameplay for that if I ever get the chance to.
Yeah, Saints Row 2 is so fucking fun, dude. All the shit you can do in that game, all the side activities, so much fun. They got this activity called insurance fraud, where it's kind of like you got to injure yourself purposefully. It's kind of like Crash Mode in Burnout. If you ever played Crash Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but you just use your body instead of like a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the game's fun as shit. I haven't played that game in a long ass time, but that's a game that I think a lot of people tend to overlook.
Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 2 of our We Don't Know What to Call It Yet podcast.
We'll get around to it.
We'll get around to it. We talked about a lot today. We've talked about, Dragon Ball FighterZ. We talked about the DCEU, the MCU, and we spent a lot of time at the end reminiscing on games that made our childhood and like our gaming journey up to now. you know, episode 3 will be out next week of the time of this episode being released. DeAndre, would you like anything to say?
We may or may not have a guest. That's depending on whether I want to or not. Ace doesn't have a say in the matter.
Yeah, apparently I don't have creative control at all. It's like the DCEU, honestly.
You have no creative control. I'm Vince McMahoning this bitch. I have the final word.
So
I mean, yeah, shit, we may or may not have a guest or something, but you know, like I said, it may not be a regular thing, but who knows? We'll see what happens between now and next week. We'll try to record these at least on the weekends, like Saturdays or Sundays, so we can get them out pretty consistently on a schedule or whatever.
Right.
So be on the lookout for these pretty much every week.
And if you, whoever's listening up to this point, if you want to send topics that you want me and DeAndre to talk about, feel free to put them in the comment section, because we're open to suggestions, because it's hard for me to look for topics. Shit.
Yeah, feel free. Give me some shit to talk shit about, like Mega Man or
don't.
Zelda.
Oh God, no! Please, don't. Okay, everyone. Everyone who's listening at this point, please say Mega Man, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Zelda. Right now. Put it in the comment section so we can talk about it. And by talk about it, I mean I'm just listening and DeAndre is going off for about 30 minutes on this shit.
Because that's all it's going to be.
Exactly. Because for whatever reason, DeAndre has a deep hatred for these games. I don't know why, but I guess we'll find out if he actually does talk about it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll find out. Anyway, alright, I'm done. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm good. Just, you know, if you're listening up to this point, thank you for watching this far. And with that, we out.